Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat English News. I am Aman Umar. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao on Tuesday approved for release of 1,200 crore rupees additional funds to solve the drinking water problems in municipalities surrounding the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. The Chief Minister instructed the concerned officials to take immediate action to prevent the scarcity of drinking water in Hyderabad and surrounding areas in the future. The Chief Minister, who presided over the cabinet meeting at Pragati Bhavan on Tuesday, also instructed the officials to establish a third neutral wire for power supply in all the villages, especially for street lighting, in a bid to prevent any unintended short circuit. Telangana cabinet also discussed the proposal to increase the government values of the lands and also increasing the registration charges. The 40-bedded COVID isolation center at Masjid-e-Mohammadiyah in Rajendra Nagar, which catered to almost 165 COVID-19 cases in the last 50 days, is now being converted to post-COVID care facility. Patients with long COVID who require prolonged medical care will be treated at this facility free of charge. Over 40 to 50% of COVID patients in the second wave are showing post-COVID complications like breathlessness, fatigue, loose motions, body pain, and more. The post-COVID complications require long-term care like oxygen support, physiotherapy, nutrition, and medical management. The isolation center will not take any new COVID-19 cases and admit only post-COVID cases on a daycare and inpatient basis. Dr. Mushtaba Hassan Askari of Helping Hand Foundation said after successfully treating 150 plus COVID-19 cases, they aim to focus on post-COVID care free of charge, as most patients who require long-term care are already financially and emotionally exhausted. Telangana on Tuesday reported 767 COVID-19 cases, taking the tally to over 6.33 lakh, while the death toll stood at 3,738 with 3 more deaths. Khammam district accounted for the highest number of cases with 84, followed by the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation with 77 cases, a state government bulletin have said. The number of active cases stood at 10,064. YSR Telangana Party leader Y.S. Sharmila on Tuesday went on a fast in Vanaparthi district of Telangana, demanding the state government to fill the vacancies in government departments. A day after announcing that every Tuesday will be observed as an unemployment day, Sharmila reached Tadiparthi in Vanaparthi district and consoled the family of an unemployed youth who recently committed suicide. Sharmila, sister of Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y. Jagan Mohan Reddy, offered some financial assistance to the family. The daughter of the late Chief Minister Y. S. Rajshekar Reddy said that her protest is to wake up KCR from the deep slumber. She alleged that the problem of unemployment was driving many youth to suicide. The country's first COVID positive case was a medical student who had arrived from Wuhan in China to her hometown in Thrissur in January last year. 1.5 years later, she has once again turned positive as per the reports on Tuesday. According to the medical authorities, she wanted to make an air trip to Delhi, and for that, she underwent the COVID test. Much to everyone's surprise, she tested positive. According to the authorities, she is yet to take her first vaccine shot. The medical authorities said that there was nothing to worry about as she is asymptomatic as of now. After her return from Wuhan, she has not gone back and had been continuing her classes online from her home. The Customs Department arrested a man at the Jaipur airport who was trying to smuggle gold worth 68 lakh rupees from Dubai to India. The gold was hidden in a mixer grinder. The accused, who boarded an Air India flight to return from Dubai, was nabbed with around 1,400 grams of gold worth 68 lakh rupees at the Jaipur airport. The action was carried out under the supervision of Customs Commissioner Subhash Chand Agarwal. The accused is being questioned in Jaipur. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on Monday announced the imposition of a fine of 50,000 Saudi riyals and 6-month imprisonment on anyone who is caught transporting pilgrims without Hajj permits. The General Directorate of Passports, Jawazat, has warned that the penalties also include announcing the names of the violators in the local media, in addition to confiscating the means of transportation. The penalty is doubled if transportation is available to more than one pilgrim. According to the Saudi Gazette, Jawazat also said if any expatriate is caught using a forged Hajj stamp without obtaining a legal permit, they will be deported and will not be allowed to return to the kingdom for 10 years. The law states that a deported expatriate will be allowed to enter the kingdom again for Hajj and Umrah only and not for work. Iran said on Tuesday it was holding talks on prisoner exchanges with the United States aimed at securing the release of Iranians held in United States jail and other countries over violations of US sanctions. Negotiations are underway on the exchange of prisoners between Iran and America and will issue more information if Iranian prisoners are released and the country's interests are secured and the talks reach a conclusion. There was no immediate US comments on the remarks. Iran's talks with world powers on reviving a 2015 nuclear deal, which the United States quit in 2018, have been suspended for 3 weeks. The deal imposed restrictions on Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for lifting international sanctions. India's 1983 World Cup winner Yashpal Sharma, who was admired for being a gutsy middle-order batsman at the peak of his prowess, died on Tuesday after suffering a cardiac arrest. He was 66 years old and is survived by his wife, 2 daughters and a son. According to sources, Yashpal Sharma collapsed at home after returning from his morning walk. In his international career, Yashpal Sharma played 37 tests, scoring 1,606 runs and 42 one-day internationals, in which he made 883 runs. He also picked up 1 wicket each in the 2 formats. He was known for his gutsy attitude and his stroke-filled half-century in the semi-final against England in the 1983 campaign at the Old Trafford, which will forever be etched in the memories of cricket fans. He was also a national selector during the early part of the century. That's it for today. Thank you, viewers.